Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Bye.
Yes, bye. See you later.
Good morning, it's Jules here. I'm here on my own. The girls have gone shopping. We're not at the Caravan this weekend, just because of the shifts. But yeah, with the last holiday we had at Easter, we've not done a video. But yeah, we're looking at a change in direction. So we've been pricing up, well, seeing how much our caravan's worth. We've got a valuation for our caravan. We're thinking of upgrading to an elegance over the next few months. But being away in the caravan with the girls on a seasonal pitch last week when it was absolutely, well, the weather was disgusting. We had 9 days, and I think out of the 9 days we had 2-3 days where we could actually go out and do something and enjoy the sunshine and the outdoors. So we felt that it was time to look at some other way of holidaying. Basically, we're static tourers, as you already know. We have done a little bit of touring, but the convenience of having the van at a place already set up, ready to rock and roll, just basically get in the car with the clothes and the food that you need, drive off, and 3 hours later you arrive at the caravan, turn everything on, and you're on holiday. No faffing with the towing, no worrying about getting caught not having towing mirrors, no worries about nose weight, blah blah blah. You get the mess, you get the picture. So we're looking to, anyway, no, well, I'm not going to tell you that. Anyway, so just out of curiosity, I thought I'd get the van valued. So sent all my details away, and someone came back to us, and wow, bearing in mind the caravan's not even 3 years old, so it's 2 years old at the moment. It was 2 years in March, and we're looking at a 15 to 20 grand depreciation in that time. And I'm just like thinking, well, the new vans are still going up in price, and people are saying that this is the result of the COVID tax. Well, it may be so, but if that is the result of the COVID tax, then those people that have got 2, 3, 4 year old caravans, those people that do upgrade every few years, they're not going to be upgrading, because the gap between their van and the new van is just too great. You could buy another caravan for what you're losing in 2 years. So it's got me thinking, do we hang on to the caravan, the Tourer, for another couple of years? Because what's going to happen is there's not going to be any buys for the new caravans. So there's going to be a shortage of caravans somewhere along the line, and me losing, us as a family losing a shed load of money just to upgrade to a new van, it's not really a good financial move, is it? I don't think. And I'm pretty sure that most people that go out to work, unless you've won the lottery, 15 and 20 grand loss in 2 years is not something that most people who who are working class can afford. You know, we're just going to hang on to our caravans, aren't we? I think, personally, unless you want to get out and get completely out of it, you're not going to go out, buy another van, and then in 2 years' time, you're going to lose the same amount of money. So that's like, in 4 years, you're looking at like 10 grand a year, aren't you, depreciation? It's costing you 10 grand to have the privilege of going out and buying a new caravan from a dealer. 10 grand to just have a new caravan and own it for a couple of years. It's going to cost you 10 grand a year in depreciation. So, you know, and if you're borrowing money, luckily we're not in a position where we have to borrow money, but there are people that borrow money at ridiculous APRs, you know, and people aren't going to be buying, are they? And I think the caravan industry need to wake up. They either need to start supporting the customers, you know, that are bought new and want to upgrade to a new one. I think somewhere along the lines, there has to be a little bit of give and take in this game, you know. Like the dealers and the manufacturers have been take, haven't they, for the last, well, since COVID, at least since COVID. So they've been take. Now it's time to give something back to the caravanners, because without us caravanners, you ain't got jobs, have you? So yeah, I'm really blown away. You know, I was expecting the caravan to have lost a bit. Don't get me wrong, 10 grand over 2 years, it's not so bad. But 10 grand per year is a problem, isn't it? You know, that means that if I hang on to my caravan for 3 years, does that mean that my caravan's going to be worth 6 grand? Because our caravan cost us 37 grand new. You know, is our caravan going to be worth 6 grand when it's 3? Probably not. Yeah, like I say, I'm not, yeah, just, I don't know, the caravan industry needs a wake-up call, because without the caravanners buying new caravans, there isn't going to be the need for a supply chain, is there? You know, people are going to, the prices got to be sensible, they've got to be fair for everybody. And right at this moment in time, I don't think the industry is being fair with the caravanners. And, you know, if you want a nearly new caravan, you're not going to be able to get hold of one either, are you? Unless people are desperate to offload the caravans and want out, or are stupid enough to go out and borrow more money to have a new caravan and accept having your pants pulled down by the dealers, you're not going to do it. So yeah, I mean, I might sell our caravan privately. I don't think we're in any rush, but or desperation, but we're certainly not going to be taking those sort of hits when we come to sell a van. I don't know the state of the caravan industry at the moment, you know, like the prices that campsites are charging. I've noticed that on a lot of these caravan buying sites, there is so many people wanting to sell the caravans. Now, are they selling because they want out, or are they selling because they want to upgrade? Who knows? I really don't know. But yeah, I am quite surprised I wasn't going to do a video because we're not at the caravan. But yeah, I'm sat here outside of Next whilst the girls have gone shopping for some summer clothes. But yeah, it's like, anyway, just don't forget, we say it how it is on our channel. We're not sponsored by anybody. We don't suck up to anybody. We will tell you the truth. If something's rubbish, we'll tell you something's rubbish. If something's fantastic, we'll tell you it's fantastic. So, you know, you don't get us. I mean, this is not rehearsed. This is like me just sat in the car thinking, I need to say something about this, because I was quite surprised. This is real life, real people, real caravanners, real working class, real, you know, we're real. You know, we do have the we do have the odd disagreement. We do, you know. I just think there's too many. Yeah. Anyway, there's too much BS out there on some of the YouTube channels. They don't tell you the truth about caravanning and the pitfalls of caravanning and the upsides of caravan too. You know what I mean? It's, you know, I just, yeah, I'm quite surprised that people buy into some of the channels, because you can just tell that they ain't telling you the truth. They're sugarcoating everything. Because anyway, I'm not sugarcoating, never have done, never will do. Please, if you enjoy our channel, please like and subscribe, but also add some comments, because I'm interested to see what you guys think of the situation, because you know what, it can't go on, can it? We can't afford, you know, with the cost of living, the cost of campsites. I mean, luckily this year our site fees haven't gone up extraordinary too much, but last year the campsite did try it on with us, putting an additional charge in after we'd paid for the site fees. They hit us, they tried to invoice us another 200 quid for recycling, and we're like, we've never had this before. Our contract is very basic, and previously we, you know, the new guys that came on last year, they all paid it because they thought everyone else paid it and it was the normal thing to do. But the campsite tried it on, another 200 quid on the site fees, and in the letter they said, oh, and there might be a, depending on how well people recycle, will depend on whether you get another invoice in August. So we were like, no, we'll see where this goes anyway. So yeah, the industry's changing, times are changing, and I think caravanners need to start waking up and sticking to the guns and not taking this rubbish. You know, without caravanners there is no industry, and I think that is basically it. You know, they need to remember that it's us that are supporting the industry, and they need to support us as well, and not keep expecting us to keep taking these massive hits all the time financially. So again, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to us. Obviously this is a little bit of a, it's not a ranty video, but it's something that's been highlighted to me over the last 24 hours and I was quite surprised about. So yeah, I think it's a wake-up call to us all, and you know, like, we all need to start thinking, we can't afford to keep doing this. We can't afford to keep lining the pockets of these dealers in the hope that one day everything might be fair, because it ain't fair, is it? It's not fair on the caravanners. You know, a lot of people borrow money to buy the caravans. Like I say, we are very fortunate in the fact that we can save a little bit of money and buy our caravans outright, but there are people out there that can't, and like, they're paying, not only are they losing money on the purchase price, but they're also paying money to borrow that money that they've lost. So you know, that's double whammy. The girls are looking at me, gone out, they're coming, look, here come the girls. So yeah, I'm right, the peace and quiet has ended. The girls are back.
I'm back. Guess who's back?
And I made them walk all the way across the...
Anya is back.
They're back. Was it successful?
Yeah, then I got a lot of t-shirts.
So,
Just look at my size.
yeah. Anyway, going back to the main subject. Let's not let these dealers get away with this. Let's all, you know, we can't. It's not sustainable for us. It might not be sustainable for the dealers, but you know, they created this. It was their greed. It was their greed in the first place that inflated prices for second-hand rubbish. But we're not talking about second-hand rubbish. We're talking about 2-year-old caravans that have been decimated in value, and it's not really fair for those of us that want to buy new, is it? Really? Because without us buying new, then nobody's going to buy new, so they're not going to build new caravans, and then it's going to make the prices go up on the second-hand stuff again, maybe. But yeah, I definitely think that I'm going to hold out, like many of you probably will do. So don't forget, in the comments, add your comments as to what you think. But yeah, I think we are well and truly being screwed. And Beck's rolling her eyes because she's warm. So anyway, that's enough from me. Don't forget to like and subscribe, leave some comments, like us if you like us. If you don't, that's your problem.
You can't do that.
You know I'm only joking, but anyway, it's a ciao for now.